you were nominated each year you were on the show, NYPD Blue. And then, as part of an ensemble cast, which I think is a good way of giving an award, that must have made you feel validated.
It made me feel honored and grateful to be connected to a group of actors that were so talented. I always think when you play tennis with a better tennis player, you suck and soak some of that up, and it makes you better. Plus, the writing on that show was so fine that I used to think all you need to do is open your mouth and say the words, and it can be good.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to work so hard.
Why did you leave NYPD Blue?
I left NYPD Blue because I was getting offers to do my own show. I was getting offers to do all kinds of things. In retrospect, I wished I would have stayed one more year. In fact, I asked Steven Bochco if I could leave after 2 seasons. And he said, tell you what, do one more year for me, and then you have my blessing. So I did.
Are you glad you did?
No. I wish I would have stayed at least one more year.
He was a force, Steven Bochco.
I think calling Steven Bochco a force is an understatement.
Really?
Yeah.
How so? You know him better than any of us.
Lightning in a bottle is not that common. And so when you meet somebody like Steven, who was so kind and so talented, and it's a rarity. I mean, there are so many talented people in this town, in this world, that are in our industry, but the Steven Bochcos don't come along every day.
I was interviewing, and I'm going to kick myself because I can't remember his name. He directed the Mary Tyler Moore Show, and I talked to him. I went to interview him shortly after the series went off the air. I believe it was James something.
Burroughs?
No, not James Burroughs. Anyway, I remember he said to me, people don't understand. People at home think we just throw this up on a soundstage and it happens. And he used the exact same phrase you did, lightning in a bottle.
Yes.
And it's so hard to catch lightning in a bottle more than once.
But when you do, you can, and that's, with shows, you can feel it. I felt it when I held the script in my hand. When I held the script for NYPD Blue in my hand, I felt it. I knew, I have to back up because when I moved to Los Angeles, I wanted to be on a Steven Bochco show. That was a dream of mine. Mm-hmm. And he was doing LA Law at the time. And so I used to go in, oh my gosh, every other week they would bring me in to audition, and I would be so nervous and ridiculously nervous that I couldn't get a word out. And so I never got to do it.
It's understandable.
I never got to do LA Law. And when NYPD Blue came along, I thought, this is, get it together. I knew what it was. And so I read the character that they had described, and I thought, I'm going to create this. I had a feeling how other actresses were going to go in and audition, or the look. And so I thought, Donna Abendando has a bouffant and Angora sweaters, and I built the character from the outside in. And I thought, so I wouldn't be nervous, I will go in as the character, not as Gail and say, hi, how are you? And then turn the character on. I thought from the minute I drive on to the lot, I'm this person. And that's how I went in.
And that worked well for you.
It did. It did.